are you and what do you create? My name is Agat and I'm a theatre maker. I moved to Amsterdam 3 years ago and I make theatre performances and crossovers between many different genres. A lot of work with text and right now for the last few years I've been working a lot with the idea of land. Did you showcase during the Sunday afternoon work in progress showings at NDSM Theatre? So what I showed was my first tryout of the conceptual framework of the performance that or the work that I'm going to do at the Overthai Festival, and I'm working on the trying to understand if people would like to make paper together and what does it mean. So, and I tried to ask some questions and provoke the audience a little bit to give some different contexts within which paper could be made. For example, I was like, yeah, what if 70 of us are a collective of women paper makers who are trying to find the history of NDSM in some strange way. So there were a few of these speculative frames and I just wanted to see how the audience responds to that. And it was fun. What inspired your performance? I think I was inspired by my last 3 years I've been working on trying to understand cotton farming in India, and during that research I also understood how the farmers relate to the land and how I was working in an office and I was working in a concrete building and I didn't have such an intimate relationship with the land. And I was wondering why not, and while I'm so connected to the land in many ways, you know, what I eat comes from the land, what I wear comes from the land, the paper I use every day comes from the land. So that's how the question started. Just one afternoon. Yeah. What insights did you gain from the audience's feedback? So the audience's feedback was very interesting because they were looking at the work with a lot of potential and they were really attached to it, and they made comments as if the work was almost finished, and so I liked it, but the work was very far from finished. It was just a short research outing with the audience, I would say. But I also learned that I have to talk to so many more audiences and try to understand how it will land, because the project is very complex. There are parts of it that I really need to test with the audience and also find collaborators and find people to work with during the project to really understand how it will land on the audience. So that's what I've been thinking since yesterday, that I have to find some of the people in the audience or find new audiences and really work with them for this. Your performance is about the connection between land and body. Could you elaborate? So I feel I grew up in a city and I don't feel so connected sometimes with the land I'm walking on, and but I do also have an intuitive understanding that I come from land in some way, and so that is my exploration. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do with paper as well, that I get something from this land and I work with it to try and make paper, and then I get into some kind of a conversation with the material I collect. And sometimes the pulp of the paper says, no, I don't want to become paper now, or this, and so I have to get into some kind of a understanding of oneness with this material I've collected with land. So in that way I think I'm trying to explore how my body and land are one and the same, but it's an open question, but it's very generative. And yeah. What is my favorite spot in NDSM? My favorite spot in NDSM is this massive but giant slope situation where I come and I sit and I watch the water, and sometimes there are these amazing reflections when the sun is out and you can just see the ships going, and it's super nice. Just makes you feel nice and connected.